So I was in the shower, I was cleaning my ass and making all sure all sparkly, spanky clean.
I'm not the funny one, I'm the pretty one.
Cock shots. I just checked myself out.
Candles, music, wine, and then lube up and get on top.
The glory hole's like a big theater. I've imagined your family.
Which means your pants had better come off. Mama needs playtime. I think
We're not sluts.
we just love love. Hello, podcast listeners out there in podcast land.
Holed up in your houses or vehicles,
Yes.
or offices that are in your houses or vehicles.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of like somebody with like a mobile office in their car. I'm sure there's many of them. But, or at least I'm trying to escape the children and go to the car to work.
This is my office now.
I guess you can't really like, stuff the kids in the car and leave them all day, can you?
This is why we don't have children. We have puppies. You can crate train puppies. You can't crate train children.
Yeah, I think it's frowned upon.
Yes. Yes. But welcome, listeners, once again to our little podcast.
By the by.
By the by.
Yes.
I would assume they would have read the little title.
Yeah, you'd hope so.
Yeah, anyway.
You never know.
Yeah.
Yes, we hope that you're all doing well out there.
Staying healthy and happy.
Healthy, happy, not stir crazy yet.
Nope, because we
Yeah.
still got a ways to go.
Yep. We'll find ways around all of this and get through it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we have coming up?
So we don't have anything coming up
No.
because, everything is shut down. Until November, Life on the Swing Set Takeover at Desire. Hopefully that's still going on. Obviously nobody knows where things will be at in November yet, so we'll have to just wait and see.
Staying positive.
I think that there's going to be more information available kind of late May, June kind of time frame about it. So, yeah, we're going to stay positive and we're going to hope for the best and hope that we can all get there because I think come November, we're all going to need a reprieve and we're all going to need that group and the swing set kind of just to reset and get back to things.
Come Easter, I'm going to need a reprieve.
Yeah, that's what, next weekend?
Yeah. Yeah, so, good times.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we doing tonight?
So we've got several things. We'll see kind of where our list goes and where we end up on time. But the first thing is one of the X Awards winners for Escort Directory.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is always an exciting category. So they are unable to come on the podcast at the moment. Pretty understandable. So we instead sent them a few questions, and we got some information about their background and how, Naughty Ads, how it started, what it is, all that good stuff.
Cool.
So we're going to just kind of look through the site and talk about them and read what they have to say.
Cool. I can tell you, I feel very old right now because I can't read that.
Do you need your glasses?
I need my eyes, but I don't have any
I'll
eyes.
do the reading and you
Yay.
can do the discussing.
Oh, I can do that. Yes,
Okay.
That I can do.
So the website is naughtyads.com.au. So it's predominantly an Australian site. In fact, if we look at the top here, we can select where we are located. And I'm actually going to say it's entirely an Australian site.
Yeah.
Because the options are Australia, Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth, Canberra, Gold Coast, Newcastle, Hobart, Townsville, Darwin, Cairns, Mackay, and more. So there
Please
are...
don't go through all those. She clicked on the more, and there's like 5 trillion different places.
So there's a lot of different places listed here, different areas, different cities. Wow, we should use this as a travel list of like places to go. This is amazing.
Yeah, and we can meet friends there everywhere we go.
So it is an Australian-based escort directory, which is really kind of cool because,
Australia.
yeah, Australia.
Let's go to Australia.
Yeah.
Go to Sydney.
Go to Sydney, all right. And then there's categories of female escorts, male escorts, trans escorts, BDSM, body rubs, and strippers.
Cool. So this is something that anybody can go on, right? This
Yes.
is kind of like a replacement for Craigslist and Angie's List. I don't think they had Craigslist and Cracked.
Yeah, so that was actually one of my questions that
look
I
at you.
asked them was, do you vet the escorts and ads or can anyone post on the site? And they said that anyone can post on the website for free. They verify all user phone numbers to filter out spam ads. They also verify photos at the advertiser's discretion, and they have a reporting process for users to flag any inappropriate material, and the support team is quick to respond to any inquiries.
That's nice.
So it is free to post. Anybody can post, but there is some level of oversight. And again, to make sure that there's not spam. And
that it's real stuff.
Yeah.
The number, if you're from the States and you were ever on Ashley Madison, the number of sex bots I almost got married to was just crazy.
Yeah. And I can see here as we're clicking through, there are some of them that say, they have a blue thing on top of them that say check verified.
Okay.
So I'm not sure exactly what that process is. We can always ask them, but I'm assuming that's part of that kind of vetting process and whatnot. So, yeah, so that's good. So, yes, that was a very good question.
Thanks.
One I'd already asked them.
Well, of course it was a very good question. You asked it.
I know. So, yeah, let's get back to Team Naughty Ads and what they had to say for us.
Okay.
So, we asked them that what does winning an X award mean from them? Because, obviously, as an Escort directory, this does kind of get them out there a bit more, and it kind of lets people know that they're there and that they're serious and that they're doing something very well, which is a good thing, because Escort directories can be really difficult at this point.
Hit and miss.
Yeah. And so their answer, so Team Naughty Ad said, it's the culmination of many years of hard work. It's a badge of honor. We're so proud to be recognized as Australia's best Escort directory, and the award has helped re-energize and motivated us towards working even harder and winning again in 2020.
Oh, that's great.
So that's great.
And it's definitely something, whenever you're creating a website, or like we do with a podcast, or I think any kind of sort of behind-the-scenes thing, it's often easy to feel like no one sees you because you don't get direct response.
Sure.
When you're making theater, or even if you're working at McDonald's, you're getting direct customer interaction. You know exactly what people think.
Yeah, it is really good, and it's good to see that they're still going at it and still working and making it better and doing everything that they can. So I asked how long they've been in business, and it was since late 2012. So more than 7 years, coming up on 8, which is awesome.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah, it's really good to keep something like that going and maintain a website. It's not always the easiest thing.
Yeah, it was back when it was AOL.
Yes. And then I asked what was their origin story and what motivated them to start Naughty Ads. And so Team Naughty Ads says, we saw an opportunity to start a business that would help make sex workers safe for workers and punters and make their advertising flexible, affordable, and fair. We also wanted to bring a level of customer service to the industry that was unparalleled and show a level of support that is deserved but not always received by all in the sex industry.
Such a good idea. Yeah. And that's very true. All of those things. It is something that, we have friends who are sex workers, and it is, they often get overlooked or ignored when it comes to either safety issues or things along that line.
Yeah, and also having places to advertise and being able to bring in business that way is always a very important thing as well. And so the next question is, what makes an ad stand out or unforgettable?
Unforgettable. That's what boobs are.
Is that what it is? That's what does it for you? Is just boobs?
Tits and ass, baby.
Yeah.
Orchestra and balcony.
So they said, at Naughty Ads, we allow advertisers to use a video where their main ad image would normally go. We're the only escort and adult services website to offer this. It makes us stand out from the pack and certainly helps advertisers make their ads stand out as well. That's a really cool idea. Yeah. I hadn't really thought about using a video as opposed to just a still image. So, that's kind of neat if somebody wants to do that. And
we're just kind of going through the website now and looking. I don't see any videos, but
maybe you may have to click on them.
Yeah,
first.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but that's an interesting way to give you a bit more flexibility in how you advertise as well. Yeah. So that's really cool. Yeah, we'll have to do a little bit more searching through the site here because it's kind of interesting. Okay, so then my next question was the one about people posting on the site. Can anyone post? So we've already answered that one. And then other information. So they get over 1 million hits per month.
Holy smokes.
Which is huge. That's awesome. So they do offer simple payment options using debit and credit cards, PayPal, bank transfer, PayID. So lots and lots of options there.
So do the punters pay through the website? Is that how it goes? Am I just not understanding?
Mm.
It's
I'm not sure without having to go through the whole entire process.
Yeah.
But it does sound like it. Because it says we offer simple payment options using debit, credit card, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. We're the fastest escort directory site in Australia. We're a team that cares. Come and post an ad with us and join Team Naughty Ads today.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great website, and I like it. It's one of those that's lots of pictures, wide open, lots of white space.
It's, as I say, it's
ads.
Inviting. It's easy to look at. You can clearly see the pictures and the information that the escorts put on the site. You can see when they're available.
Lots of information about them.
Yes. Yeah, it's really clear. It's really easy to navigate, to search through the site. Definitely something we're going to have to look at a bit more. Yeah. And you can search it. There's the search functions. That's really cool.
So go click on search. Let's see what we can search for.
That you want to.
So, so body type, hair type. Interesting.
Yeah, so category, location, price, place, for, and then body, ethnicity, hair, and open.
What time?
What times they're open,
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So check it out. It's naughtyads.com.au.
Yes, and they're also on Instagram, naughty_ads, on Twitter, naughty_ads, and Facebook, naughty ads, and a bunch of numbers. So we'll put that in the show notes.
Yes.
So all that information will be there. So yeah, go check them out, especially if you're in Australia and you're looking for...
Or if you're coming to Australia and you're...
escort services. Yeah. It's really cool.
Nifty.
All right, so now we're going to
shift gears.
Which will
be funnier here in a second.
Yes, we're going to shift gears. So a while ago, sorry fellas that it's taken us a little while to get to this one, but it was something we wanted to kind of really be sure that we could spend a little bit of time discussing, because I think it's an interesting position to be in, I think.
Yes.
So we got an email from a truck driver here in Australia, and he says... So he has a male partner. They've been together for 15 years, recently married. He came out as gay after a very messy breakup with a girl, and then his partner and he met when the partner was also coming out of a string of rocky relationships with girls. So both of them had been with women previously and then met each other, ended up together, and they've been together now for 15 years. So they've just recently started discussing options of adding guys, girls into the relationship, how that might look, what they might want from that. They're both really excited about it, so that's really cool. This sounds really exciting to me. But the problem is that as a gay couple opening up their relationship, wanting to bring in both potentially men and potentially female as well, that they don't feel like they fit in anywhere. So they're labeled as a gay couple, and that especially can be difficult if you're coming into the swinging world, to try and, find partners and that type of thing. So I think they're just kind of looking for advice on what to do. How do you find a place to fit in? How do you find people? And where do you go from this? And I do know that they're in a more rural area as well, so that doesn't really make it easier. Sometimes in more suburban areas, especially someplace like Sydney or some of the bigger cities, it's a little bit easier. But yeah.
So starting out, I'm going to call you out a bit.
Do it.
3 times you said they were a gay couple, but they've both been in heterosexual relationships, and they said that they're interested in men, women.
Yes, you're right.
Bringing into
you're right.
So right there, by erasure, they are a homosexual couple.
Yes.
They are not a gay couple.
I guess because sitting here in front of me in this email, in quotes, is gay couple, and my eyes are drawn to that quote, and I keep seeing that.
And that's okay.
But,
that's okay.
No, you're right. Absolutely.
Every day is a school day. That's tough, and it's one of those things that I don't think that any of us have a good answer. Now, I will say one thing that does strike me as one thing they could do is hire an escort. Being in a rural area, if you wanted to just try it out and see what it was like, opening up the relationship, you could hire an escort to come in and play with you.
And that could be male, female,
right,
anything, yeah. And that's an interesting aspect as well, because not knowing... It sounds like they've obviously talked about it a lot, and so I don't know if they've talked about, specific scenarios and how would this look for them if they opened it up. What is it that they're both specifically looking for, what they think they would enjoy, and that type of thing. But yeah, bringing an escort in could kind of help them
break the ice.
And maybe figure out a bit more as to what they want and how they're going to feel about it. Because, yeah, sometimes weird feelings can come up and you don't expect it.
Yeah, and when you've hired somebody, when it's a professional, then you know that emotion isn't something that's going to come in from their point of view. Or I guess I should say it's a lot less likely.
Yeah.
The other side of that is I'm assuming from the email that they want to play together.
I would assume so.
Because it is an easier situation when, one person's traveling and one person's at home, that both of them can play separately. But part of what's fun, and I think that he alludes to it in his email, is the fact that they want to share this experience.
Yes.
So, living in a rural area, I honestly think the only thing you can do, well, currently we can do nothing, but I think the only thing you could do is travel.
Yeah.
Go look for places like Our Secret Spot doing the Pendulum Party, or the Rabbit Hole in Adelaide doing one of their rainbow parties, where it is anybody can come along. So
and I don't know if any of the places in Brisbane do, not to my knowledge at this point, but it might be worth asking them and just seeing if they have if they do anything like that.
So the other thing is, if you want to include other male-bodied people, go to a sauna together. So, I've gone to saunas with the gentleman multiple times. I've gone to saunas with Leo, and it's always fun to go in, and you can share people in that kind of situation. So then if you're in Melbourne, you could go to one of the saunas, Wet or Bay City, etc., when they're doing one of their multi-gendered nights. Where it's not all men folk.
Yeah.
But I think what this person is getting down to, other than, I think they can probably figure out where to go.
Well,
their main issue is being accepted in the community.
Yes. I was going to say, because also as far as meeting people, especially right now while everybody's on lockdown, sites like OkCupid and whatnot, they tend to have a few more options these days.
Yeah.
In looking for and that type of thing and meeting people. But yeah, I think
and also Red Hot Pie has a section for homosexual couples.
Yes, but I think that you are correct in that really what it comes down to is being accepted and fitting in.
Yeah.
And it's a tough thing, because I can see where they may not fully be accepted within perhaps like the male homosexual community if people find out that they're wanting to open things up, include other people, especially women, because you've experienced that within the community here, is that when people find out that you're married to a female, and they're like, oh, and all of a sudden it's a very different attitude, which isn't fair.
To be sure.
Yeah.
Look, I think it comes down to finding safe spaces. There are definitely women who are into bi men.
Yes.
I'm sitting next to one of them.
So if you come down to Sydney, let us know.
Yes, absolutely. But it's tough, and I feel bad that I don't have a better answer other than I can say that if you were at a pendulum party, you would feel comfortable. Lawrence and Jess are amazing, and they create a very safe space.
And the other thing I would suggest, and so not knowing these people at all or anything about them and their personalities, and it's not an easy thing to do, but I think it's something that we've strived to do kind of in our lifestyle and in our circle of friends, is to surround ourselves with people who know us and know our lifestyle and accept us. And that's not necessarily going to be easy to do maybe in your close circle, depending on if you want to come out to them or not. But if you look for venues and maybe you don't 100% fit in to begin with, but then as you meet people there and make friends and they get to know you, then they may be more accepting of your situation and accepting of you as a couple. Particularly swingers venues, and some parties, some groups can be different than others. So yeah, I think it's just kind of a try it out, see how it feels, and just meet some people kind of in the lifestyle in general. And like you said, going to a sauna or finding a swingers club where you can go to parties. Also private house parties. There are a lot of private house parties in different areas, and you'll find all types of parties as far as what's allowed, what's not allowed, what they're looking for, what kinds of people. So just keep an eye out. I know Red Hot Pie has a lot of events and house parties and things listed as well.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit harder to find, but do some searching and look for some parties like that, and then you'll meet people kind of face to face, and I'm going to assume it'll be a little bit easier once you can meet people in person.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So I would also just caution that whatever party you're interested in going to, make sure that you reach out to them and make sure that a homosexual male couple are allowed. A lot of times we have hit parties where that they wouldn't be accepted, and it's because of that fear of too many men and men taking advantage, and then the whole don't want to scare the straights kind of thing. So I would make sure that you reach out to the people who are hosting the party or hosting the club, and make sure that homosexual couples are allowed and encouraged. And then I would also say check out Red Hot Pie and check out these websites where you can meet people and have conversations with them over chat. And now's the perfect time to do it, because if you meet a person or persons that you are interested in, have a Zoom meeting. Zoom is not just for work anymore. We can also do sexy times with it. Mm-hmm. So you could do some sexy chat and sexting via Zoom.
Yeah, and I would also go back to what you were saying about contacting the organizers of events and places and things, and by opening up that channel of communication, if one event or party is not for you, or they don't think that you're going to really fit in, they may have ideas of other ones as well. So again, opening up that conversation and talking to people kind of in the community will help and potentially lead to a lot more opportunities.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, it's going to be an uphill battle.
It's going to be tough.
But stick with it, and if you're ever in Sydney, give us a ring, and we will we'll have a beer or a glass of wine.
And I will say that when you do meet someone, when you have some good times, and when you find the right place and the right environment and the right people to be around, it'll be absolutely worth all the work.
Yeah.
So, it will be work. It will be time. I mean, anything in an open relationship is a lot of work and time.
Nothing worthwhile is easy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
It's a good
tough,
question.
Yeah, tough.
And
position.
sorry it took so long.
Yeah.
You emailed us over a month ago. We suck.
Yeah. Sometimes sucking is good, though.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was a great question. Thank you for sending that in. Should we take a break?
Let's take a quick break.
Right.
Angela,
Yes.
do you like sex toys?
I love sex toys.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you wish you could have more sex toys?
Always.
Do you wish you could have a sex toy at 50% off?
That's even better, yes.
With that sex toy, do you wish that you could have 6 videos on demand that you could watch and use these sex toys with?
Absolutely.
With those, that 50%
Oh my God, it
off
gets
sex
better.
toy and the videos on demand. Do you wish that whoever you purchase these sex toys from would just throw 6 items in there? Maybe something for you, maybe something for me, maybe something for both of us.
That would be amazing.
Can
that happen? Is that a thing?
It does happen.
Yeah.
And you know
And
how
where
it
does
happens?
it? No, how does it happen? Where does it happen?
If you Google or type in in your Google box adamandeve.com,
Okay.
you'll go to adamandeve.com, find an item that you like, put in the coupon code BYTHEBI, BYTHEBI. You get all that. And the one thing that turns you on more than anything else.
Free shipping.
Free shipping.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you go to adamandeve.com and you use the coupon code BYTHEBI, that's BYTHEBI, you'll get everything we've already talked about.
Yeah.
And that should make you happy.
Yay. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, easy orgasms for you, easy orgasms for your partner,
And all kinds of fun for everybody.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's do it. All right.
Yeah.
To the internet.
And we're back.
Yes.
So occasionally Angela will be working on the computer and organizing all of our podcasts and transferring them over to a hard drive. And occasionally she'll find a podcast or part of a podcast that we recorded and never did anything with.
I know.
So coming up next is one of those situations.
Yes.
So we had a date a month and a half ago, 2 months
It
ago.
It was about a month ago. It was the beginning of March. So it was before we all got...
In the before time.
Yes, before we got locked down.
Back in the before time,
Yeah.
we had a date with a couple that we had met at OSS.
Yeah.
And exchange numbers and...
Yeah, we really enjoyed getting to know them both at OSS, and then when we met up afterwards, we had a really fantastic date. Honestly, like right before we all got locked down and knew that we were all going to get locked down, but we talked about it afterwards because we wanted to discuss it while it was fresh on our minds.
Yeah.
Not really knowing when it was going to get released or what we were going to do with it, and I found it. So yeah, it's a appropriate time to talk about it.
Yeah, I think it's a great time to talk about it. And they were a couple that I honestly thought that were way out of our league.
Oh, agreed.
Like when meeting them at OSS, I honestly didn't put in that much effort because I thought there's no way they're going to be interested in us.
Yeah, I agree. I thought they were 100% out of our league as well.
It's so funny how we shortchange ourselves,
Yeah.
but it was one of those things that it's like, oh my god, she's beautiful. Oh my god, he's so handsome. Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I'll be polite to them, but I don't want to get in their way because I'm sure they want to play with somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, I very much am looking forward to reconnecting with them
In the after time.
we can actually, get together with people again and stuff. Yeah, but it was a fun date. It was really lovely evening, and so yeah, we're gonna let you all hear about it.
Enjoy. So, a little while back, we were talking about Pendulum and the Pendulum Weekend, and we alluded to something that happened on Saturday night after Pendulum that was also amazing.
It was a great weekend, and Saturday was a good way to cap it off.
It really was.
Yeah.
Saturday well into Sunday morning. So we had met this couple. Gosh, it doesn't seem like it's been too long ago. Maybe a month before the date.
I would have said a month before, maybe.
At OSS at Annandale.
Mm-hmm.
And it all started, and as great stories often do, with you and I standing at the bar, staring at a lady sitting by herself on a couch, and both of us commenting to each other about how attractive her top was. Mm-hmm. And so then I think we ended up staring for too long.
Well, I was afraid that she had caught my eye when I was talking about her top, and while she can't hear, it's one of those, like somebody's looking at you and you get self-conscious.
Yeah, and she's sitting by herself.
Yeah, and so I was like, all right, I mean, for one, I want to go talk to her, but B, I don't want her to feel self-conscious, so I'm going to go talk to her.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we walked up and just told her that we liked her top, and that's what we were.
And we didn't. She's
discussing,
like, and it was of course I didn't even notice you were staring at us. Liar. No, I'm kidding. Or staring at me. And so I will say immediately I got well, you are way out of our league.
Oh yeah.
Like way out of our league.
Both of them. Yeah.
And then I was going to say, then he comes back from the bathroom, and I'm like, well, great.
But he was getting a drink.
Oh, was he getting a drink?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So, look, you actually were you staring at him at the bar as well?
Well, I wanted to know who her partner was.
Well, I didn't know because I just saw her first.
Yeah.
I didn't see them together.
I'd seen them together before.
Okay, so I'd missed that. But so we chatted with them for a little while, and it was just like, yeah, I was like, why would they want to talk to us?
Yeah.
And so then later on that night,
Other than to be polite.
Other than to be polite, exactly. So later on that night, we ended up, some friends of ours came into the club, we went upstairs, we played with them, and this couple played next to us on the bed. And I guess at the end of the night, I think, did we give them a card, or did we, okay, so they had our kick information from the card, and she messaged, and I think you and her chatted for a while, right?
Yes, and then brought you in.
And then brought him in.
Yeah.
And, and then so ipso facto,
And we
have
set up a date for the Saturday night after Pendulum.
After Pendulum, because,
Yes.
why not?
Yeah.
And honestly, when we first set it up, once again, I thought, it's date night after Pendulum. This couple, they're going to want to just learn more about us and like learn I did that thing where I'm like, it's not going to be a sexy date. Mm-hmm. It's going to be like us like a Yoda date. Like they wanted to get some advice from us, and I love giving young couples advice, and they were like wickedly hot, so we could like just stare at them for a while in a semi creepy way, and give and talk with them.
Yeah, and so when we set up the date, it was several weeks out, and so it was one of those, we'll see if somebody cancels or something comes up or whatever. And so the Friday before, so the day of Pendulum, I sent a message and just said, hey, are we still on for tomorrow? Like, yes, absolutely. So great. And we had planned to meet earlier in the evening at 6 o'clock. And while we didn't really talk about, are we going to play? Is there any expectation that we might play? Anything like that? It was early enough to where if we don't really get along or if somebody doesn't want to, we can just have a drink or two and then move on.
Right.
But if we really...
And no one's night is ruined.
Yeah, and so you still have the night. And then if we do get along, then we can grab dinner. And if we really want to, then we can play as well. So it was kind of one of those open-ended, there's time for whatever the evening may need to look like depending on how things go. And so... I think, I don't know on their end, but I kind of purposefully chose the timing just to allow for some flexibility depending.
Did you choose the bar we went to as well?
Yes.
Because good choice. Because we'd never been to that bar. I had never been to that bar. And we got there and it was really nice cocktail list.
Yeah.
And we were, typical for us, 10 minutes early. Plus it was a lot closer than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
And as a side note, having these dates, within a 10-minute walk from home is kind of fucking brilliant.
Yeah, we're a lot more central now, which is really helpful.
It's
really good.
so helpful.
Yeah.
And so they showed up, and we, honestly, it was one of those things, we started chatting and giggling and laughing, and it was so easy and fun, and yeah.
Yeah, they're a really easy couple to talk to, and it was one of those things that I feel like the conversation was a bit circuitous because we just kind of went from one thing to another to another to another, and I'm not sure we ever really stayed on topic, but it didn't matter.
No,
it just kind of flowed, and
it was
like I said, we were just kind of laughing and having fun. It was relaxed, and I felt easy with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
It didn't feel like work.
No, it was just it was one of those things that it's weird. It was like we'd known them forever kind of thing, but we were still learning new things about them both. And so it was, I was kind of amazed by how easy it was.
Yeah.
And they're both they're very attractive people as well. And so it's why are you here with us again? Mm-hmm. And so then we decided that we needed to go find food.
Yeah.
So we went. Well, I will say as well, at one point while drinking cocktails, we look outside and it was torrentially downpouring.
Yeah, and none of us brought umbrellas.
And none of us had umbrellas. So we're like, all right, wherever we go, we're going to have to go undercover.
It's walking distance and it's undercover.
Yeah. And so we ended up 2 doors down at a little Thai restaurant. And once again, it was just simple. And it was little things like when we paid for the drinks, it was like, are you okay with 50-50? Yes. Mm-hmm. Which I know... that doesn't sound like it's a big deal, but we've had enough dates where people want to nickel and dime, and it's like, well, we've paid, our share is $41 and your share is $44.
Well, and I was going to say, the other thing was that we'd all had the same number of drinks, and they were all approximately the same price, within a couple dollars. And so 50-50 makes sense.
Yes.
But like you said, we've had dates where it is that nickel and dime, and it's just like, this is so hard.
Yeah, this is already in the too hard basket.
Like if $2 makes that big of a difference to you, here, I'll just give you 10.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, I need to ask you for $2. Angela, I need $2. Fuck it, here's 10. And so we had Thai food, and again, it was laughs and giggles and whatnot. And again, when we paid, it was easy. And so we step outside. Again, I think in my mind, we were going to go down to one of our local pub.
Yeah.
That's where we were going to go. It's half a block away. We'll go to the local pub and we'll sit and we'll drink the night away. Mm-hmm. They'll Uber home and then we'll stumble home. Mm-hmm. And you were like...
So I basically...
I love the way you deliver this too, because we're on the street corner and you're doing your... Go ahead.
Now the pressure's on to remember exactly what I said.
That's right.
But at that point, I felt like we had a lot of good conversation. There was good chemistry. And I think there had even been comments, or at least hints, that they were willing to play or that they wanted to play. I don't know that there were outright comments, but I think there was a hint or two. Maybe I was just reading into something. I don't know. Wishful thinking.
Angela's like, well, I want to play, so I'm going to assume.
Yeah, and so we were kind of on the street corner trying to figure out. There was that kind of half moment as we stepped outside of, where do we go? And so I told him, I said, do you guys want to go to a bar? We can have another drink or two, whatever, completely fine with that. Or we can go back to our place. We have a lot of wine, a little bit of beer. If you're a beer person, we can grab some more, but we have heaps of wine and some liquor. So happy to go back to our place and just drink. If you want to go back to our place and play, that's more than great as well. If you don't, we can just sit and have a drink. And that's like, there's no pressure. There's no pressure. Either way, whatever you want to do.
But what I think I love about you, one of the little things that I love about you is like you say things like that so practically, and it comes out so easy. Like, these are our choices. We can go to another bar. We could go to our place. We have plenty of wine, and you can have some of our wine. We can go to our place and have plenty of wine, and then we can fuck like animals. Like, and you say it as if it's like, would you like red, white, or rosé?
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically how it comes out.
But I wanted them to know that just because they came to our place, they didn't have to play.
Right.
And even if they wanted to now, but then later felt like they didn't want to, that there's that room to back out. Like, we're happy to have people over just to have a drink.
Yeah, true.
But at the same time, if they wanted to play, happy for that option.
And they were like, well, let's go back to your place.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. So we got back to our place. We opened a couple of bottles. A bottle of red, a bottle of white. Mm-hmm. Gonna sleep with your wife tonight.
Wow. I mean, accurate,
but... but, yeah, and so I think we got to our place just before 10, like 9:45. And we sat on the couch drinking nearly 3 bottles of wine between the 4 of us.
Probably about 2.5, maybe even closer to 2, because she and I never finished the white.
Okay, so he and I finished a bottle of red and then started a new one.
Yeah.
Okay, so fair enough. And at midnight, or like right before midnight, you were like, like, again, no pressure, and there's no pressure to leave, but do you guys want to play? Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, well, what time is it? And I was like, it's 5 till midnight. She's what? Like, we just chatted.
Just flew.
Like, yeah. And it was just like, it was so easy and so like,
yeah. Yeah, time just flew, and it was great and easy to chat with them, and they're such lovely people.
They really are. And we talked about all kinds of I think they are board gamers as well, and so we talked about games, like music, everything.
Yeah.
Theater. It was just like everything was so easy to talk to them about. And so we go back to the bedroom, and like, massive bonus points to her, because she's immediately like, all right, and the dress comes off, and she's got this beautiful lingerie under it. And I was like,
gorgeous.
I was like, man, you've been hiding this for 6 hours.
I feel cheated.
You could have done this when we got back into our house, like immediately. You should have been and so
you just lounge on the sofa in your lingerie.
Also, in a typically rare move for me, I'm like, I'm just going to get naked. Mm-hmm. And so I was naked in a heartbeat after seeing her.
You were actually first one naked.
I was the first one naked, which I'm never the first one naked.
Yeah.
But I knew that I wanted to put a cock ring on, and I also was too lazy to go to the bathroom to do it. So I was just like, I'll just do it in front of everybody because I don't care.
I didn't even see you do that.
Because that's where I am now. Yeah, because you were making out with him.
Fair point.
And so she and I started making out, and it was one of those, I asked him, I said, what's your comfort level? Mm. And he said, honestly, can I just tell you if it's wrong, if it's bad? And I said, yes. So I will dissect that a bit.
Okay.
What I have learned from myself, if you say, I don't have a limit, or I don't know what my limit is, I'll tell you if it's too far, I don't even tread down the road. Mm. It's not I don't know if that's a bad thing or not, but I don't know. I look back at it now and think, I don't think I really had an opportunity, because you pounced on him completely, and conversely, I pounced on her.
Yeah, you didn't have an opportunity.
But the two of us, like, he and I did have some incidental touching that was not, I shouldn't say incidental, because like I put my hand on his leg at one point. He had his hand on my back at one point. It was like, it was clearly a connective touching. But if I hear that from guys now, I find that I almost put walls up. And I don't know why. I need to sort of dig into this.
So I would be curious to talk to either him or someone who says that, just to understand, is it because I see 3 scenarios. One, they haven't really thought about it, so they truly don't know what their comfort level is because they haven't put the time or effort into thinking, what is my comfort level with other guys? Like, is this kind of touch okay? Is that kind of touch okay? Go down the path to oral or whatever. Like, so they haven't even completely thought about it whatsoever. Or the second scenario I can see is that they've thought about it but never have had an opportunity to act on any of it, so they don't actually know if their true comfort level is what they think that their comfort level would be. So it may be I have an idea in my head, but I'm not sure if that's actually right, and it seems really complicated in this like quick 20 seconds to explain that to you and where it might be. Or the third one could be that they are okay with some level of interaction, whether it be incidental touching, whether it be hand jobs, blow jobs, whatever, but they're not sure how to actually ask for it and how to vocalize that. Because we've had that at the club in the past, is that guys are okay with it, but they don't know how to ask for it or how to communicate what their level of comfort is. And so I can see it being any one of those 3, and it could be different for different guys that make that comment or that say that, but I would be curious to talk to someone who says that, just to kind of find out where along there, or is it something completely different that I haven't thought about?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That would be interesting to dissect, because I know I've heard that now. But I don't
think that you should put up a wall.
I've heard that now 3 times in the last 3 months, probably. And each time I find myself focusing on the female of the group. But also, at the same time, it's one of those things that it's because I'm so attracted to the female of the group, you know? And it's not that I'm not attracted to him. It's just that, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain, I think. Because, like, on that night, I was so focused on her that is who I wanted to be focused on. And if something were to happen between him and I, great. But because I had so much interest in her, and I was so like, woof, this is what I want. That there is a little bit of a wall, but like we've had times in the recent past that wasn't this date where a guy has said that to me, and I'm like, all right, cool. Well, the road not taken is the easiest road. It's that path of least resistance kind of thing, and like.
But at the same time, I don't think that you should put up a wall. I can see where you will, because it's easier than to try and figure out where someone's limit is. But at the same time, and if you're completely, like on this particular night, like you said, you were really into the female, and so that makes sense. But at the same time, I would caution not to completely discount the guy in that scenario, because it could be that they're interested, they just don't know how to say it or how to ask for it.
I know. And I think what needs to happen is we need to have a more open conversation before we even go to the bedroom about that.
That's the case,
that's the way it needs to happen. And, you know, for them, next time, that's exactly what's going to happen. I'd rather have, like, let's just talk. Because, you know, I think I know where she stands on sexuality, but I don't think I know. You know, I think I know, but I don't know. So, we both kind of just pounced on them. You threw him down on the bed. I basically tossed her on the bed, and both of us were like, "All right, it's like let's kiss for a little while." Okay, no, let's just do oral.
And at the
also,
moment,
I'm curious, like kissing.
Yeah.
Good. She's she's a good kisser.
Yeah, he was a good kisser.
Yeah. Like, matched my style. I'm like, I'm totally okay with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. So I made out with him for a little while you were making out with her, and like you said, you know, put him on the bed and started going down on him, and he was fun, because it was like I could just kind of do what I wanted, and he just enjoyed it, and it was. I don't
I just love the way you said that. I did what I wanted, and he just liked it. Wow.
But he was having fun and he was enjoying it, and so I just kept doing what I wanted to do. And I mean, it's like when you go down on me and you say I could stay here for hours.
Yeah.
I felt like that. Like I could stay down here for hours, and as long as he's willing to let me, I'm just going to keep doing this.
And it's so funny because we all, I think, kind of joked about that. Like, I can do this for hours because like going down on her was a fucking delight. Like, it was just great, and I'm going down on her, and she's extremely responsive.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of tease, and again, extremely responsive. And then one of those things that I just using my mouth, and then suddenly I was like, you know what? Let's introduce a hand as well. And then again, she got even more responsive.
Yeah.
It was just great. So and then watching you and him, like he almost did a gentleman a couple of times where he was levitating off the bed, and it's just like, I just love it. I love sharing your skill with other people, and your enthusiasm and how much you enjoy it.
But then at some point we flipped positions and he started going down on me,
which I literally think he was down there for an hour.
He was down there for a good long time, and I was just enjoying it, just riding the waves.
Yeah,
and
because which was very obvious. You would be like, you would go from let's chat a bit to okay, I'm having an orgasm, and then we're like, okay, we can talk again now. Wait just a second, orgasm, and I'm back. And and
I felt a little bad because at some point I asked him a couple of times. I was like, "Do you want to come up? Do you need air? Like, are you okay?" And he's like, "Nope, I could stay down here for hours." And so, like you said, I think we all said that at some point.
And I love at one point when he finally did give up. You went, "Are you feeling okay?" He's like, "Well, I am losing feeling in my fingers." Which I was like, that is because he had your legs over his biceps.
His arms were outstretched upward.
Yeah. And I think you were. It was just great.
Yeah.
And then so she and I switched places at one point, and it was so cute because she was like, "I don't know how to deal with an uncircumcised with a circumcised cock," and I'm like. I'm gonna guess it's just like an uncircumcised one. Just do what you normally do, and I'll tell you if it doesn't work.
But I have to say, good on her for saying something.
Absolutely,
because it does open that conversation of if there's something that you like, then let me know now.
Yeah,
so.
And it was just like I was like, you do what you do, and I'll tell you if it doesn't work. Yeah. And I can promise you, what she did works. It was just, and at some point, I was like, oh, okay, this is amazing. Can I fuck you? And she was like, very much yes. And you were like reaching over trying to grab a condom while he's still going down on you. She's throwing condoms at me. It was.
And then at some point, a little while after that, I think there was a bit more position change back and forth, maybe with you guys or whatever. But then at some point, I got on top of him. Yeah. And
she rode me.
Started riding him
while he was still going down on you, and then like after, I want to say after a long while, it could have been after a short while. It felt like a while. Like I was like in a very good space because she was changing it up. Just like I was just about to come, and then she would change it up, and I'm like, ooh, she's like vaginally edging me. Mm-hmm. This is hot. I don't like it when Angela edges me with her hands. But this is okay. So take note, Angela. Mm-hmm. You can edge me vaginally. Don't edge me with your hands.
Take notes. All right. I'm going to try
this. So, yeah. And then finally I did come, and we cuddled for a little while. Little things that popped into my head. She was like, I like it that you're a nuzzler. And then we talked about that for a bit while you were still rolling the orgasm waves. And I think something happened, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to start going down on you again. So I started going down on her again, and you and her were kind of chatting while he and I were going down on each of you, which I just love. It's one of those things that I think some people would be like, well, they should be paying attention and enjoying it. Well, at that point, it wasn't really about the ladies. It was just about the guys.
And we were enjoying it.
Yeah.
But we were also enjoying each other at the same time. Yeah.
And it was really, I think the oral at that moment was really just for the men. Like, the fact that the women enjoyed it was great. And we love that. But it's like, I just really like the way you taste. And I know he commented, like, you taste amazing multiple times. Which you do.
Thank you.
We should sell it like as taffy. Angela Taffy. It's salt water.
Bottle it up.
As long as it's
sell
not
it.
yeasty, it's fine. And so, yeah, we then you put him on his back, and you played with him for a while, and then you kept, and I love it, you kept asking, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? And I think everybody in the room knew what he wanted, but he just couldn't get himself to say it. And then finally you were like, maybe I should just ride you. And then she and I were both going, yep. And he's like, yes, I would like that very much. And you did. And it was so fucking hot.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah.
And then at that point, I was ready to go for round 2, put the condom on, and then started fucking her. And then it was just like, I think it was the fact the whole weekend, the exhaustion, the lack of water, the too much wine, but I just couldn't keep it up for round 2. And I was like, oh, sorry, I'm losing my mojo. And she's like, oh, no, that's fine. I was like, no, I know it's fine. And then I kind of dropped the condom off, and I was like, and I thought about it. And I think you guys had finished at this point too.
Just finished, I think. Yeah.
Because it hit me, and I finally found the perfect analogy for it. It's one of those situations, like, I know it's fine, but it's like having a buffet, and you've eaten like so much buffet, and you're like, oh my God, I've had a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and it's like I'm so sated and satisfied. And then somebody brings up the dessert cart, and you're like, oh my God, I still want this too. Yeah. Like I'm completely full up with positivity, love, and good sexual feelings. But then there's the dessert cart. And it's like, I really want to eat more. I just literally can't. I literally can't. And that's basically where my cock was that night. It was like, you know what, Bradford, I need a nap. You've overused me. After Pendulum, after this. Yeah. But it was like fucking amazing. And we laid in bed and chatted for a little while. And then like 2:00 comes, and he was starting to drift off and fall asleep because he was fucking exhausted. And she was like, but what time is it? I was like, it's 2. She's like, 2:00. Like, it's like we've spent the last 8 hours together, and it went by like that.
They're such beautiful people. I mean, they're pretty people, but they're also
fucking gorgeous.
Really easy to talk to. And it was fun. It was nice. I really much enjoyed it.
It was so much fun.
Look forward to catching up with them again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, Disney princess.
I know.
I have a type. What can I
gorgeous.
say? Yeah. And he's got that sort of Prince Charming kind of look to him.
Yeah, so he's got a boyish look.
Yeah, I really like it. It's like, oh, Snow White and Prince Charming. This is great. It was a lot of fun.
All right, so that's their names now.
Is that Snow White and Prince Charming? Yeah, I'm all right.
I don't know.
With
if we ever talk about them again, that's it.
Yeah. Snow White and her 7 little men. I'll happily be Dopey. Yeah.
That was a really fun night, and it was so easy. I was going to say, it was such a great way to close Pendulum weekend.
Yeah.
Because between Pendulum on Friday and then that on Saturday and like Sunday, it was just like, okay, I'm in a really happy, relaxed place. All the stresses of everyday life is just kind of gone. Like, life will happen, things will get done, and
I think I the entire day on Sunday we went out and did like little things that we had to do, little errands and whatnot. And I think I had that just dopey grin on my face, which is again why I'm dopey. That dopey grin on my face the entire fucking time. And I'm like, I am totally okay with this. It was great.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm curious though, if you were a dwarf, which of the 7 dwarves would you be? Like, I say dopey. I'm either dopey or happy.
Maybe happy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You could be Doc.
I could be Doc.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, I'm not sleepy.
You're not sleepy. You're not bashful.
Not bashful.
You're not sneezy.
Not sneezy, yeah. So I'm trying to go through it. I'm like, oh, maybe we'll go with Doc. I'm happy with Doc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there like a squeaky or orgasmy?
I don't think that's one of the 7 dwarfs.
Squirtle? Wait, no, that's a Pokemon. If you were a Pokemon, you'd be Squirtle. Oh my God, that's awesome. Cool.
So that was our sexy times.
Sexy times from the before time.
Very much look forward to more sexy times again one day.
Someday.
Yes.
Yes.
Hopefully sooner rather than later, but who knows?
It's true.
Yeah.
Cool. So do you want to wrap this mother up?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So please send us your questions, comments, rude remarks to theatomslove@gmail.com. You can see us on all of our socials. We are at By the By Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and the Twitters. Check out our new and improved website. Angela has been working very hard on it. And if you're a Patreon member, you can see a new video that we just uploaded this past weekend.
Yes.
So that would be www.bytheby.com.au. And to get into the special areas of the website, you can become a Patreon member. That's patreon.com/bythebypodcast.
Yes, and if you are looking for some fun toys while you're in isolation, you can go to Geeky Sex Toys and get yourself some fun things.
Yes.
And a nice little discount if you use the coupon code BYTHEBY.
Yes. Awesome stuff.
Uh-huh.
Handmade. Cool as hell.
Yeah.
From a garage in Brisbane, but looks like it's from a very posh place.
It may not be a garage anymore. We don't know how much they've expanded.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. Started out in a garage in Brisbane, and still some of my favorite toys come from Geeky Sex Toys. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, thanks for joining us this week.
And we'll see you next time.